stay positive. That is the big difference between designing a glamorous pair of shades paid with Swarovski stones or a cook stove that, even if it's very simple, can save the life of millions. Stay positive and design with a positive heart, because when you take the decision to work towards creating products and services for the most vulnerable, that 90% of this planet, you will have 10,000 reasons to give up or just simply to look away. But imagine how hard it is sometimes to grasp a look into the future, how doomed and sometimes like sinking with all these wars, violence, inequality. It's really, really easy just to feel drowned in the despair, drowned in the lack of resources, in a way, kind of gloom. It's really easy to fall into that position when you have to face all these troubles. But imagine if that spark, that kind of like a motivation that is behind every person that has the strong belief that they can do anything and they have whatever it takes to make it happen goes away. That belief that even if it's wanting a scholarship to give you access to your education, or that conviction that you can change the life of millions of girls just with a pair of panties goes away. Is that spark that is behind steam machines, behind airplanes, rockets, and behind underwear. I know it may sound funny, but all those products actually, they have something in common, and it's the fact that they take you places. So what I'm going to share with you right now, it's a journey of hacking underwear to create a period revolution, and 4 simple, basic steps, pillars, ingredients, however you want to call it, that I gathered from that experience. So the very first step, I will call it empathy. And everything starts with empathy. It's so crucial to be able to connect, to feel the happiness, the pain, the challenges, and the struggles when you really want to help somebody. In 2012, I had the opportunity to travel to Uganda to work in projects of women empowerment and business development. All these projects were focused for grown-up women, head of a household, adults. And we were doing really good, except that we have tons of girls that they were 11 years old, 14, 13, knocking the door, just waiting for that opportunity to be able to learn other ways to get some income that was just different than being farming and digging the soil. Being the project that I was working on, a UN project, of course you cannot have children working in your workshops. But instead of just turning down the girls, I opened classes on Sundays, right after church, and went to and spoke with the school teacher, and I said, listen, we're doing really good with this workshop, but I have all these girls like wanted to learn something else, and I'm just, I just have no clue what's going on. Tell me what's happening. And Penina told me, Diana, what happens is that here in rural Uganda, when a girl reaches her period, when she has started, reach her womanhood and start getting her period, she starts missing school because she has absolutely nothing to protect her and not be afraid of a blood stain in her uniform. I mean, as a woman and as a designer, if something like that doesn't touch you, if something like that doesn't move you, I will say it's just extremely hard to just let go of something like that. And just for a second, I mean, my heart shrunk because it's as simple as knowing that all the girls, that they're going through this process, not only in Uganda, but the world itself, are being singled out from the very basic chance of getting their education just for being a girl. So it became personal to me. It became something that I said, you know what, this is worth working for, and this is worth putting my creative capacities towards. And then it comes to step number 2, which is being extremely resourceful. And this is really important because in my case, I am an industrial designer. I don't make policy, I don't make medicines, I make stuff. So when I find out that this was a huge issue, I started talking with the girls and I say, hey, listen, how do you manage your period? Oh, I basically take a piece of cloth and I fold it and I put it under my panties. Some of them, they had, just socks that they just stuffed with things and just tied it around their waist. So I started asking and asking. I say, you know what? I should be able to hack a sanitary pad. So I took an umbrella and a mosquito net and literally made my first prototype. And it was a sanitary pad that it has a leak-proof material on the bottom and a mesh on top that you can stuff with anything. So literally, it's a universal pocket for absorbent materials. So if you really take a look about it, it's not rocket science. It's very simple. But as I said before, this type of technologies will allow girls to use any type of resources or materials that have handy, but in a way that is ergonomic, in a way that is safe, and with dignity. So once you have an idea like this one, this aha moment, more than just going and parachuting ideas and telling people, hey, listen, this is the best idea ever, take a step back and make sure that you work with the people that you want to serve, because it's not fair and it's not respectful just to come and tell somebody, hey, listen, this is what you need. No, instead of doing that, just bring the person to the conversation and make sure that with surveys, you ask those girls what they want. I personally started the very first prototypes with black fabric, and you will think black fabric makes sense. We're talking about blood. Girls love everything about the sanitary pads that I was making, the prototypes. The only thing they wanted different was the colors. Seriously, I say, they wanted to be poppy, girly, colorful, and you will never think that for a girl, when she starts thinking about her period, what she wants is not something just to protect her, but something fashion. So if you don't give those spaces to those girls to share that information with you, you will probably do a project that is just not even going to resemble what they really want and need. So once you have that space to be able to create something, to co-create something that really resembles and responds to the user needs, the fourth step, which is the one that I am right now, is the perseverance/stubbornness. Because if you're not willing to stick to the plan, don't even bother doing the steps before. If you're not really, you don't have the guts to take that idea and run with it, even if that means emptying your bank account, even if that means that people tell you have no clue what you're doing, or how come you have been 3 years working on this and you're still making panties or pads. If you're not willing to take all that heat, don't even bother. I mean, the best ideas of this planet, they're probably still in doodles in somebody else's sketchbook. Seriously, having a good idea is just 1% of coming up with a solution. The rest is actually the muscle that takes to pull it through. I had a lot of hesitations to share with you this picture, because it is shocking, because people sometimes feel grossed out, but I thought that I would not do justice if I don't put things exactly how they look. And this blood stain is what is stained between a girl and her chances to access education, not only for her, but for 250 million girls that right now live on the poverty line. So as shocking as this can be, and as heartbreaking as I found it, what is between this image and this one is just a team of people with a good heart. Nothing else. It's not just me, it's a team. It's a team of people that were willing to persevere, to endure, and do anything, everything on our reach to make sure that those panties were able to give these girls the mobility, the dignity, and the very basic access to the education they all deserve. And to wrap up, I will leave you with this, a little piece of a quote from a survey that we got from a girl in Tanzania at the very early of this venture, which basically we asked this girl, what is the thing that you like the most about the pads? And she said, I am happy because somebody somewhere loves me and is making these beautiful pads for me. I am proud to be girl. That feeling of being proud to be a girl, embrace who you are, and see all the potential that you have. It is a feeling and an idea worth spreading. Thank you.